Hi, I'm Barry Neale. For decades, I've worked with people who've been struggling with trauma, anxiety, and the lingering effects of painful experiences. And one of the things that's always fascinated me is how quickly people can change when we work directly with the brain, how the brain encodes memory. Now, if you've been around trauma therapy at all, you'll know that EMDR was revolutionary when it arrived. It showed us that eye movements could help the brain reprocess traumatic memories. And that was 40 years ago. And for many people, EMDR has been truly life-changing. But here's the reality. 40 years is a long time in neuroscience. We've learned so much more about how memory works, how the brain predicts our reality, and how emotional learning can be undone. And that's why I believe that MEMI, multi-channel eye movement integration, is the next generation of trauma treatment. Because MEMI doesn't just repeat what EMDR did. It builds on it, and it integrates the cutting-edge science we now have about memory consolidation, prediction error, and the predictive brain. So let me explain. When you recall a memory, your brain just doesn't pull a file out of storage like a video recording. Memories are reconstructed each time we access them. And during that process, they can be updated. This is called memory reconsolidation. That means trauma isn't just something you cope with. It's something that can actually be rewired. MEMI uses this principle in a very precise way so that when a traumatic memory is recalled, it can be softened, reshaped, and stored differently. Then there's the prediction error. The brain is always predicting what's going to happen based on past experience. Now that's useful when it's accurate, but with trauma, those predictions get stuck. A client who's been attacked might unconsciously predict danger in every crowd. Someone who's been humiliated might constantly predict rejection. Those predictions run their lives, even years after the event. What MEMI does is it creates moments of mismatch, where the brain predicts one thing, but then experiences something different. That's prediction error. And it's the fastest way to break rigid trauma patterns. And then we add the work of neuroscientist Feldman Barrett, who has shown us that emotions are not hardwired reflexes, they're predictions. Your brain is constantly guessing what emotion fits a situation. And trauma skews those guesses, making the brain predict fear, shame, or anger in situations where they're no longer appropriate. MEMI gives us a way to intervene in that, and intervene in that process to literally teach the brain to predict something new. So we put this all together, memory reconsolidation, prediction error, and the predictive brain, MEMI. And it becomes more than just eye movements. It's a structured, multi-channel process that helps people resolve trauma at its roots. Clients don't just feel less triggered, they feel different. They think differently. Their predictions about the world change. And that's what makes this so powerful. Now, I've been in this field long enough to have seen many methods come and go. Some make big promises and they don't deliver, but MEMI is different. To me, this is the evolution of everything that began with EMDR. It's the cutting edge of trauma treatment today. And here's the exciting part. I'm going to be running the very first MEMI training here in the UK. So if you're a therapist who wants to be at the forefront of trauma treatment, this is your chance to learn a method that integrates the very latest in neuroscience with powerful, practical change work. So if that sounds like something you want to explore, make sure you subscribe to this channel, because I'll be sharing more videos diving into this science and the practice of MEMI. And if you'd like to join the training, there's a link in the description where you can go and join the waitlist. EMDR was groundbreaking 40 years ago, but today we know more. And MEMI is the next step forward, the next generation of eye movement therapy, and I'd love for you to be a part of it.